Do you ever wonder why your loved one who has dementia can not remember things like where they live or that they have an appointment, but they can remember things easily like getting up and walking across the room or how to use the toilet? The biggest reason for that discrepancy is because those tasks take two different types of memory. The first type of memory is called procedural memory. It's the memory that allows us to remember where we live, our phone number, our loved ones' names. And that type of memory is stored in a specific part of the brain that's often affected with dementia. The second type of memory is called procedural memory. And that's the memory for skills that we've learned a long time ago. And so that memory is actually stored in regions of the brain that are more preserved as dementia goes on. So we can use this information even when we're trying to help our loved one. One of the best ways to use the fact that they'll hold on to their procedural memory is to allow them to keep doing those things for as long as possible. One of the hard things that happens is as we get older, even if it's not related to dementia, if there's some arthritis or other medical issues, things like putting on your shoes and socks might get harder. Even though that's a procedural memory thing, once it gets harder, some people will resist doing it, so they'll stop doing it themselves. But another thing that happens probably even more often is that our loved one, through trying to help, actually decides to take over that task because they don't like watching their loved one struggle. But the reality is, if we want to keep those brain circuits together that will allow them to keep being able to do those things for as long as possible, we have to let them keep doing it. So we kind of have to let them struggle because they're going to retain their ability much longer. And of course, there's always going to be times where we're in a rush and we have to do things for them. But to the best of our ability, if we can let our loved one do things longer, they're going to retain it longer.